Well, hey YouTube, it's Petey Two Finger talking about crop circles, and I I want to first get this out of the way that whether you believe the crop circles are aliens or hoaxers or natural phenomenon, whether what I believe on that is not really the point of this video. I think it's safe to say that when you really look at it from afar, you can't you can't explain it. You can't. Now, mind you, I'm not that much of an expert. I'm not. I haven't spent much time looking into this, so I'm going to show you. We're going to take a look at this Crop Circle Realities documentary. So this just came out. It's an hour long, 66 minutes long. Excuse me. Um, and it got a good review. Here, I know the artwork here. It uses the X Files font. Anytime I see like paranormal people, UFO, ghost hunter, like I have to say that on the higher end of that, like a, what I respect would be the UFO people, because when you go into that ghost hunting thing, I don't know. I don't want to bag on anybody's thing. We're making popcorn here. That's what the background noise is. So the cover for this movie looks like it is a. It's not going to be an enjoyable or realistic. I liked it. So here's the tagline. The phenomenon stretches far beyond the boundaries of England, with over 1,000 crop circles spanning the globe. Although there have been some claimants to come forward and take responsibility for the creation of some crop circles, this documentary seeks out the most incredible crop circle designs and a possible ET connection to their making, realities that some may never have been exposed to before in regards to the UFO and crop circle phenomenon. So, uh, strange things are happening all over the world, in the sky, in the oceans, and on the land. Draw a circle, draw a very large circle, and you will have one of the greatest mysteries in the modern world. Who else besides aliens could be responsible? Question mark. The only reality is how gullible people are to believe this quote unquote documentary, and this is coming to us from a person by the name of Spare Me the Crap Movies. So his comment is, we live in an age where anyone with a half a brain can do a quick Google search and find out whether something is a hoax or not. While it is true that modern computers with AI are blurring the lines between the real and the fake, this technology did not exist back in the mid 90s. The Oliver's Castle video was thoroughly debunked, yet the guy in the video says, I can't believe that people still believe this is a hoax. That is the comment you get from very uneducated people, also known as me. The person behind the hoax was a guy by the name of John Wabe. He worked for an animation studio, even with computers from the mid 90s. This was certainly doable. Toy Story came out in 1995, and that should tell you just how powerful computers are back then. Just do a Google search, mind blowing crop circle being formed in seconds by mystery balls of light from Express, or search the Oliver Castlevity controversy exposed by Lee Winterson, which I'm going to be looking into those videos. The sheer level of stupidity by the masses to believe crap posted on the internet really became obvious when COVID hit, and all the conspiracies have emerged that this is a global conspiracy in place to enslave the people. And then we have another review, 9 out of 10. Great for crop circle junkies. I love anything to do with aliens. Crop circles are the staple of subjects. So, Yeah, we can keep reading these. I recommend you check this out. I'm not. I haven't made up my mind either way about these things, but I got to be honest to you. When you look at some of them, they're so incredible uh, that they don't seem like humans could do it with boards. I ran into this alien artifacts discovered underneath crop circles. This was in Germany. They found these little discs buried in certain places, and something was uh, up with the bronze one when they tested. They said they were pure, and that they each disc had an image of the crop circle on it. This sounds really hoaxy to me, but that's something worth looking into. Now, there is a um, it's called crappies, and it's like a uh, website devoted to this. And so I think that might be a starting point for me to learn more. But the thing that I wanted to talk about regarding to this is I'm reading part of this paragraph. Most dramatically noted Peter Sorensen, American whose passion is videotaping and cataloging the circles. The phenomenon has created distinct factions. This is what I'm talking about. Sorensen says he used to believe that the formations were created by angels or extraterrestrials, but now he's certain that most are made by people. He said that when he made his opinions known, he was bitterly attacked by many believers. Any divergence from what they say, and they will smear your name on the internet and in publications. I've been called a CIA agent. It's absolutely nuts. So, this is an attack on a guy who went from becoming a believer to he believes that these are all fakes. Now, another crop circle movie, an unreleased English production called A Place to Stay, proposes the formations are a signal from the Earth that human beings are destroying the planet. Very interesting. Now, one of the other aspects to this that you can't disregard it is the two guys. This guy looking through his circle. These guys. This guy looks really creepy. This guy with the circle. He claims that this is how they were able to do these straight lines. Was him sighting a tree or something on the horizon through his circle, and he would continue to look through that circle as he stepped, scrunching the grass down with his 2x4. Now, people went out and tried this, and they said it doesn't work. There's other information about debunking these guys' claims because they've claimed to use pole vaulting. Like, how come there's no footprints of you going in? Oh, we pole vault. And I gotta say, I'm really looking for more information that debunks these two guys. The idea that a couple of guys can put on their suit and go and announce at the pub, and all of a sudden all of the media shows up to interview them, and they fooled the world. This is it. Crop circles. You just need a baseball cap and a 2x4, and you can do this. Now, in the movie, they interview a guy who is more well known in this circles of people. See what I did there? So this guy, he was out there with his wife, and there was another person. People come and watch this stuff. Like the story they tell in the movies that they started flying ultralights around because they would set up to watch it, and the crop circles were appearing, and they weren't seeing anything. So they flew ultralights, and they found that in the time that the ultralight would be refilling its fuel or not in that area for 10 minutes, that these things would appear, that they could appear that rapidly. So that speaks to something supernatural. Either this is demons, angels, extraterrestrial beings, spaceships coming down and doing it. I don't know. I do not know. It's fascinating stuff. The actual crop circles themselves are incredibly beautiful. What a amazing time to be alive, and the fact that I don't really know that much about this, shame on me. I do want to learn more. But then you run into this thing where there's these factions and everyone's fighting, and then that creates a lot of mis and disinformation, and that's the problem. But these guys, because if you look it up, it's just generally like how they have Snopes. Like if Snopes says it's a hoax, it's a hoax. Well, I don't buy that because I know that there is a very powerful political organization who owns Snopes, and what a smart thing to do. What a brilliant thing to do is produce something on the internet that's known as the dividing line for truth and fantasy, and then that you control that. Um, so yeah, when you look into this, you're immediately going to see the two guys that fooled the world. They're all bullshit. But then you start to see that there's just looking at the crop circles, you're like, there's no way that a human being could do this. There's no way. And you read the accounts of stuff going on in the 1800s, you know. So it's obviously it's not been these two guys who are doing it all over the world. Although that to me that's just as much of a fucking fantasy as the spaceships coming down and doing them. Now there is video. They were mentioned that video earlier in this video. They said that was debunked. I gotta look into that. But the main point of this video is it's a real like crop circles. It's a real interesting thing because I've never seen anything else in my lifetime that looks like a message from beyond. It really does, and how quickly a huge percentage of us want to write it off as being a hoax. You know, something pops up that it's like this is real. This is proof that something's going on, and yet how vehemently and how angry people get about this because I saw it on the crappie place I was at. There was like all this slander going on, and that's kind of a turn off for me. I don't want to think, oh well, how far in do I want to get involved with this? Because at some point, if I do voice my opinion, I'm going to have people coming out of the woodwork trying to find out real world dirt on me and paint me as a pedophile or a drug addict and smear my name in public. It's like this is that's the issue. That's why I'm making this video is to talk about that. What's up with that? You know. So when you get close to truth, where they want to keep that truth shrouded in mystery, that's when you find yourself in real danger. So I think that says a lot, and I think this is something that's worth looking into. Check out the documentary if you find out anything, or you can recommend me because I really don't know much about it. I'm not here as I'm the crop circle guy. I know all. I don't. I don't know anything about it. After watching the video, I felt like I've always felt, which is there's a percentage of these things that are hoaxes, but then there's some of them that can't be explained. And if our government is coming out and telling us that UFOs exist, why wouldn't it be that they would be making the crop circles? Wouldn't that be the easy, like this Occam's razor? Like at that point, for me, my razor is telling me the straightest line into answer how these things are being created is a UFO. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. I don't want to turn this channel into Petey's conspiracy theory playhouse. Um, but I do enjoy learning about this stuff. So check it out. Watch the documentary. Snoop around. If you find anything worth sharing, please leave links to that in the comments so I can check it out and learn some more. Because again, I'm completely ignorant. I have no credentials to be making this video. All that being said, enjoy yourselves. Enjoy the film. You can see it on lookmovies.com. Hug your pets and peace.